if you have this airy-fairy mentality where you don't know exactly when you're going to train, you're already telling your brain that you're not going to do it. As soon as there's a hint of doubt, your brain is going to play into that when you can't be bothered. So by saying, I might do it now, or might do it then, you're already on the side of not going to do it. So just pencil it in, like you are meeting a friend, going to the doctor's appointment, going to work. You know, people give X amount of hours to their job each day. Pencil in that 1 hour and stick to it. And when it's time to go, don't let yourself down.
All right, welcome back, everyone, to Two Screws Loose. It's been, I think, 2 weeks since we put an episode up?
It's been a couple of weeks.
It's been a while.
Couple of weeks.
We've been busy. I've been away. You've been moving house. A bunch of stuff's going on. So
You've been sick too.
I have been. I was sick all of last week. That's right. I forgot
I feel
about
like
that.
lots of people are getting sick at the moment.
It's the change in weather. It's colder and more miserable in the morning now.
It is cold and miserable.
Except yesterday
Like you.
was not. Righto, okay. Off to a good start. Before we jump into the random shit we always start the podcast with, we're going to talk about the topic. I'm just going to give people what we're talking about. Now, I got a lot of questions lately about busy schedules, how to get things done around a busy schedule. Both of us have worked two different kinds of schedules, where you've worked as a teacher where your schedule was just lots of long consecutive hours. And then I worked as a one-on-one PT with split shifts, early morning, midday, evening, afternoon. So trying to juggle, they both, like, they're different hours worked, but they both have the same problems of it's a little bit more pain in the ass to try and get things done when you don't finish at exact same time every single day, or you just work long hours. So we're going to talk about how to navigate training around a busy schedule, as well as nutrition, and then just some little hacks that you can do to help improve your schedule or your time management. So before we go into that though, we're going to kind of catch you up on life a little bit, because I know some people find that interesting. I would say our lives are pretty mundane, but you know.
What do you mean? We live the most exciting lives ever. Some of my clients have the most exciting lives. I love hearing what my clients do on the weekend. It's like, fuck, I've got a boring life.
Pales into comparison to what we do.
One of my clients, sidetrack already.
Yeah, go on.
Number one, ding, sidetrack. One of my clients went and watched Mel C from the Spice Girls DJ at an event.
I didn't
How
even know she
fucking
DJ'd.
random is that?
That's a random thing to do.
She always does really cool things. And I'm like,
Who, Mel or the client?
the client.
Hang
I'm like, how do you find these things?
I didn't even know Mel Spice was Mel C DJ'd. I can't tell you a single Spice Girl song. It's not my kind of music.
If you want to be my lover.
Oh, I know that one.
You got to get with my... Stop right now. Thank you very much.
All right, moving on. So.
Anyway, go on. So, Patrick, what have you booked? Is that what you're talking about?
Your segue into conversation.
It's how it really happens.
Patrick,
So, Patrick.
what have you booked? Sound like a
Eye
robot.
contact, think, blink.
Yeah, that's it. Okay. So
This is me at the checkout.
on Friday, I got a little bit carried away. I hadn't been on a trip since Dubai in September, so I booked a trip to Vietnam. I'm going for 10 days. Well, I booked a ticket there. I haven't booked
Who are
a
you
ticket
going
back.
with? You going with your friends?
I'm going by myself.
Okay.
Shut the fuck up.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, God.
I have a bit of a cough.
Do you?
I'm not sick.
Oh.
Anyway, going to Vietnam, 10 days. Oh, Patrick's been learning some Vietnamese. So,
I hate you. I hate you.
so he's been on Duolingo.
Yeah, Duolingo. I can't really speak any of it, but I can
You can type it.
type it out, and I can recognize words and things like that.
Say that one thing.
Um,
Guac num. No.
no.
Oh, I'm seeing my lady.
So
I can
ask her. I know Xin Chao means hello,
Xin
and
Chao.
Chao is like hi.
Like Italian.
Yeah, but it's spelled slightly differently. CHAO. Yeah. And I think Xin is the precursor to it to make it hello, and just Chao is just hi. That's it so far.
No, you said my name, Patrick. My name
Oh,
is
I did
Patrick.
too. It'd be Chao Toiler Patrick is
Oh, yeah.
hello or hi, my name
No,
is
but
Patrick.
he sent me a voice note. It was like, Ciao, toiler.
Yeah, I was like,
Patrick.
I know. I don't
So
know if I do the
Australian.
accent or not, or if it's slightly racist to do the accent. But then I was talking to my sister who's being tutored in French, and if you don't do the accent, they don't understand it.
Yeah.
So it makes sense.
Your sister is learning French.
Yeah, she's going to France. Well, she's going to Europe.
And she's learning French for it.
To speak to people? She doesn't sound like that when she does it. She sounds like me, but with a female voice, really bogan about it.
Oh, merci beaucoup. Give me a little croissant.
And she was saying that like the tutor that she has would just say like, you need to say it with the accent to the proper pronunciation, and then she'll pronounce it, and she's like trying to do the accent, and the French tutor will be like, nah, just don't worry about the accent.
Just don't do it. Just don't do it. I need a sneeze.
Oh God, you really, it's not like we haven't done.
Razzle dazzle.
Okay.
Anyway.
But yes, I'm going to Vietnam, so I booked tickets there, and I've been like chowing down on a bunch of Vietnamese food the last couple of days. Well, maybe
just preparing your palate.
Preparing my palate, like for the cheap banh mi's and the pho. Just gonna be hammering it.
Before you go, why? Aren't you gonna be sick of Vietnamese food by the time you go?
No, this stuff's legit. I could eat like 4 banh mi's a day. And I probably will while I'm there, to be honest with you, because they're 80 cents a piece.
And this is why Patrick is back in his fitness game.
No, I've only been out of it 3 weeks because I was sick and then I just got busy. But
doing what?
Fucking around, not doing anything. But I'm back into it now. So we've been diligent. Everything's been tracked. Everything's been weighed. 15,000 steps a day. Haven't added any cardio yet, but I got 10 weeks to get in decent enough shape to where I'm
you want me to be your like accountable buddy?
No, I'm pretty accountable to myself. I'd fill out my checking sheet.
Fine then, I won't check in on you.
No, I have someone to check in on me, so it's all right.
You better check yourself before you wreck yourself. I don't know why I said it like that.
I don't know why you said it either.
Anyway, I'm not going on holiday. Not for a little bit, but I moved house. I moved house. Don't know what's happening.
Neither do I.
No, I don't know.
Do you want to try that again?
I moved house.
Yeah, okay. Tell us about your house moving adventures.
All right. Well, it was a spur of the moment. Our house needed to get fixed. My housemate was renovating his house, so he was like, "Get started. Just have a look. I don't know when this thing will happen. It will move pretty quickly." Challenge accepted. Went on the website, found a house, got it really quickly. Pays to know people. Pays to knows people. So we moved houses. I'm in an apartment now. I have an elevator. It's kind of like Final Destination shit in there though.
Go on.
Because it goes like.
No, it's like an old elevator, isn't it?
No.
Well, it's just a non-serviced elevator.
It just needs to be a little bit serviced.
WD-40.
Both of them. And then like it'll say like to the floor. And then it'll drop a little bit.
Oh God, terrifying.
But it's okay. The elevator's fine. So just been buying lots of house things. I got a good steal. I bought some cane chairs from this lady, Love Marketplace. I already told you about them, but like $900 chairs, $100 for 2. Bargain. I'm a bargain bitch. I love a good bargain. And don't take the price that you're going to buy something for to be the actual price. Never pay full price for furniture. Always got to haggle them down. I love it. Gives me a thrill.
Yeah, they must see you come into the store and be like, oh, this fucking lady's back
because you go in and you act real dumb.
Oh.
So then they're like, I'm going to swindle this bitch. I'm like, ha.
Suckers.
Well, actually, let me bring it up. Like anytime I've had issues with Optus or anything in the past, I go, oh yeah, I just don't understand. And then according to consumer law.
Yeah, right.
Blah, blah, blah. I should not be locked in. Anyway. Know your facts. So that's what I've been doing.
What's the highlight of the apartment? You said it was the kitchen or something?
Oh, no, I got so many.
Right, okay. Let's go with one because people...
I'll just go real quick. Okay. So I always wanted high ceilings. Tick. I always wanted slanty ceilings. Tick. It's a slant.
Yep.
The whole wall is a window / doors. So much sunlight.
Yep.
Tick. And the kitchen, tick. It's good too.
Good.
I've just set up the kitchen. Getting there.
When are you getting cooking videos from the new kitchen?
When I've unpacked a little bit more because you'll just see boxes.
How long is it going to take you to unpack?
Normally I try and smash it out real quick, and then when things go places I don't want to lose them. Do it right the first time.
So what's that as a number? In weeks? Because I know it's not going to take you days.
Well...
we moved in
last Tuesday. I've only been there for a week. It's not that long.
No, I'm not having a go at you.
I know. I'm trying to quantify this thing.
Yep.
Until all the boxes are put away, like Is that what we're saying? Finish setup, or like
Sure.
until we've got all the furniture?
All the boxes are put away.
Probably another week.
Oh, 2 weeks is not too bad. I thought you were going to make it like an eight week ordeal.
Oh no, I'll have anxiety.
Yeah, because everything's in a box and you can't find it.
Oh yeah, there's things that I'm like, I don't know where that is. So I guess it'll turn up one day.
Yeah, that's the downside of moving houses. Oh well. Anyway,
speaking of like, no, not even a segue.
let's just go into. We got to go into client wins
I was
because
going to say, I got a client win.
you go with yours first.
So one of my clients, she was not say a party girl, but she loved to go out, and she would. Guess that's a party girl a little bit.
Yeah.
But she'd like to have a bevel too, and I'm talking like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. A few drinks.
two.
Like Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Like it was, her social group was very much that's what they did.
Yep.
And she's like older, like 30s, early 30s. Yep.
That's not older, considering you're almost 30, is it?
Yeah, but I'm talking about like, not older than me. I'm just saying like, not like early 20s when you go clubbing all the time. Anyway, when we first had our initial consult, she said that she didn't have many friends that, took part in like, more fitness sort of things, and she wanted that to be sort of her lifestyle. And in January, I remember she went to her hens and she's like, oh, I didn't like drink and I still had a good time. And then we had a chat, I think it was like 2 weeks ago. And she said that she never, like she doesn't even think about doing that anymore, and her weekends have changed. And she went to another hens on the weekend and it wasn't even a thought. She drove, she still had a good time, and she came home. And like that is a huge change.
It is.
Yeah. Not
Very
even
much
scale
so.
related. She's like smashed all those things too. But just
more
change of
tangible
lifestyle
things.
factors.
Yeah, that's a big thing for most people, that when they look at progress, they overlook all the small changes, because like it's not small in comparison, but when you're fixated on hitting a weight goal, things like that are small. Does that make sense?
Yeah, when they seem smaller than that end goal, but it's so much.
They're more tangible.
Yeah.
As I want to go further into this whatever you want to call it, for Vietnam, like small habits have started to change. So now I'm actively getting 15,000 steps a day, which means Abe gets walked every single day as opposed to every other day. And it's just like small things like that I wouldn't normally do, because I would get home late and Abe would get walked every second day. It's more things like that I think are just, I'm not too fixated on a weight goal. I have one. But it's about checking all the small boxes each and every day. So making sure food is there, training is there, steps are there, and just making small adjustments over a longer period of time, or just small adjustments in general to add up to a bigger thing. Was there more you wanted to add to your client goal? No? Cool. So we'll talk about mine. Mine fits in a little bit with the topic of today, of someone that worked, I can't remember the exact hours off the top of my head, but I've written down 50 to 55 just based off her job, which was hectic. She had school as well, so 1,000,001 different things. Now, I think we were together 16 weeks, maybe, give or take. And she lost 12 kilos over that time. So I'm going to put I won't do it on the actual video, but on the clip, there's going to be before and after here. But that was done over 16 weeks, working 50 to 55 hours a week. Some of those being morning shift, evening shift, and then placement and study and all that kind of stuff as well. And I think it was just a testament to her ability to actually want the goal, where I don't think there was a week where things were off plan. Even working 50 to 55 hours a week, there was not a week where there might be an occasional slip up here or there, but she always owned it and rectified it. And I think if you looked at her compliance over the course of those weeks, I reckon it was about 95%, which when people give the excuse, I'm just too busy, it usually comes down to you just not prioritizing the goal.
100%.
So in this case, priority was high to get that weight down. We well exceeded what she asked to lose. I think she wanted to only lose 5 kilos or so, because it was the limitation that she had on herself of like, I could only lose 5 just based off how busy I am. We put a plan in place. We got her tracking. We got her training 3 days a week in the gym, and probably only doing maybe 10 to 12,000 steps as the goal. She would always go a little bit higher because of her job. But they were just manageable things. If things got busy, we go back to a meal plan, so on and so forth. And she dropped, double and a bit of her goal in that time. So yeah, there's my client win. Round of applause for everyone. Now,
bagus.
What's that mean?
Good in Indonesian. I learned Indonesian in primary school.
So did I, actually.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Juju Sibilan.
What does that? Any of that mean? Is you just
1, 2,
counting?
3, 4, 5, 6,
Oh,
7.
right. Okay. Yes.
I missed a few.
Yeah.
And Ichi ni san shi go roku. That's all I know. Anyway,
If you want to learn Indonesian, download Duolingo. Don't listen to Nicole's advice about
Siapa
Indonesian.
nama anda?
You know what that means.
What's your name?
Patrick.
Nama saya. Patrick.
Thanks. All right, let's segue into the topics today. So firstly, we're going to break this down to some categories so we don't just go here, there, and everywhere. We're going to start with training.
Training.
There are just some days where you're just different. You know that? We're friends, but I feel like
Maybe
I can
it's
tell you.
Maybelline. Anyway, training.
Training. So let's talk about training from an aspect of someone who's very, very busy. Now, at the moment, our schedules, we have the luxury of being a little bit more flexible about when we can train. So we could train in the morning, we train in the evening, we train in the middle of the day. The gym is a 15-second walk down the stairs.
Yeah, but I only had that since October. Prior to that, my whole life was not like that. What?
No, I'm not having a go.
You're looking at me like, why are you talking?
I'm not having a go. I'm just saying now.
So, but I'm saying I still relate.
Oh, you're relatable. Miss Relatable over here. Yeah, that's you.
Peace. I'm relatable.
So you worked crazy hours as a teacher. I assume starting early, also finishing late.
Oh, yeah. And then when I did coaching and teaching.
Oh, yeah, because you crossed over for a little bit there too, didn't you?
Yeah. And I studied for 6 years and worked 50 hours each week, most weeks.
Yeah, so you understand what it's like to not have a lot of time.
Oh, yeah.
So let's walk through, like, we can talk about our experiences with it, but it's pretty much just going to be prioritize things. If it's important to you, then you'll get it done, is going to be the synopsis of it.
Yep.
But let's talk about some exact, because everyone knows that. Let's talk about some exact methods that we can use. So in a case of when I'm busy, so over the last, let's say, 6 weeks, I had a bit of a change in philosophy around training, about how important it was to me to get to XYZ, and I kind of just wanted to maintain for a little bit. So we looked at pulling my training back to 4 days per week. Now, the split changed a little bit. Normally, it's like a push-pull, legs push-pull when I do my 5 or 6 days of training. We brought that back down to 4, and they were just a push-pull, push-pull with legs interspersed in those push-pull days. Now, for someone that can only get in, like let's say you're working 50 hours a week, you might only be able to get to the gym 3 days. And there's no right or wrong answer as to what is going to get you more results. It's going to be what you can stick to the most. So don't think getting 5 days of training is going to give you more results than 3. Provided that you stick to the 3 consistently, you're going to get more out of it than sticking to the 5 inconsistently.
Oh, yeah.
Would you agree?
100%.
Cool. So let's talk about, for example, if I came to you and said, like, I don't want to throw you on the spot.
Throw me on the spot. I love being thrown on the spot.
We didn't discuss this before.
No,
Yeah?
you can throw me on the spot.
But I think that if I came to you as a client and I said, Nicole, I'm really, really busy, but I want to go to the gym 6 days per week, what would you say to me?
Is that realistic?
Good answer. Expectation management from day one, I think, is super important for everyone. Whether you're an advanced trainer, beginner trainer, you've never set foot in the gym, you're in the middle somewhere, setting realistic expectations and managing those expectations is going to be super important, because like you can't get upset if the only time you're going to get upset is if you set too higher expectations than when you can begin, and it's physically impossible for you to meet them. Like for me, if I was to train 2 times a day, 7 days a week, probably could do it for 2 weeks. Then I would just fall off and just be like, what the fuck am I doing?
100%.
And if that was what I wanted to do, I don't. But that would probably get me down to the dumps, and I would feel that I couldn't comply to anything, and it would just lead me to being less compliant. So setting expectations from day one that, hey, I work 50 hours a week, or I work split shift, whatever it may be, and I can only go during these times. Picking a days per week that you can train that's actually achievable and manageable long term is going to lead you to a better result than just willy-nilly going for the max amount of days. Because I get client inquiry forms or onboarding forms that say they want to train 6 to 7 days a week. You ain't going to do it.
Oh, yeah, because that's why we have 2 questions. How many days are you currently training? How many days would you like to train?
Yep.
And if they're currently training 1 to 2 and they've said 5, I'm like,
Yep.
maybe let's not. We can always increase.
Mhm.
we can always change the program.
Yep.
However, mentally, like I say this to clients all the time, mentally, if we set you up for 4 and then it's not realistic and you're only getting 1 to 2, like it's very hard to be like 3 days into the week, oh, I'm not going to be able to get 4 sessions in. And mentality, I don't know why we do it. Mentally, we go, if I can't do 4, I'm going to do none.
Yeah, we go to extremes of everything. It's like same with we'll touch on food soon, but it's the same with food. Of like when you have a small bit, you're like, oh, I've derailed my progress. Fuck it, I may as well go and eat more and completely derail it. When in reality, you've had like 100 calories more than you should have, which grand scheme of things is fuck all.
Fuck all. But then when you go, oh, I'm going to eat 3,000.
Yeah, and then you just really tank your progress. So yeah, we dive to extremes where we just meet in the middle, where in your case, like you said, that like we can always regress or progress. So if you're nailing 4 days,
intentionally.
Yeah, exactly. If you're nailing 4 days, we can then look at, okay, cool. So if you're consistently getting 4 days, I'll do it with clients for like 6 to 7 weeks if they want to go up, and there's history of them being a little bit rocky with how many days they can maintain. Cool. If we can maintain 4 days per week for 6 to 8 weeks, cool. Let's try pushing to 5, because then you've got solid history that you can stick to 4, and adding that 5th day in is just additional. And whether you hit it or not is not the end of the world, because you can always fall back to consistently doing 4.
Yeah. I've got a client, and she was on a 3-day program, and then we moved to a 4. But this client is very much perfectionist mentality, which like love it a bit. And she asked to drop down to a 3. I actually said no. Because I'd made her program with the idea that I knew she probably couldn't hit 4 often.
Yep.
But it was to get her to realize that not to have that all or nothing mindset. The 3 consistently is going to be better than not getting them.
Yeah, I get you.
At all.
I get you.
And she's finally got to the point being like, I'm not giving myself a hard time if I can't get that 4th one in. The 4th one is a bonus.
Yep.
But that's a specific example of why I needed to do that.
No,
with that client.
that's good. I still do that to an extent. Like if I've got a 5-day program, and let's say, I don't know, we have a seminar in here, whatever it may be. Like some reason comes up that it makes it difficult to train. If I've done 4 of those 5 sessions, like is one session really going to set me back? Like missing one session?
During my time, I hand on my heart, hand on my heart, on the Bible, on the flag. I was always on a 4-day program. I could probably count on one hand how many times I did 4 days in a row in a week. However, I was consistently always a 3.
Yeah,
like
you hit the minimum of what you needed to do.
Yeah, and the thing is, I've always said it. My training drops off before my food does. I always, without a doubt, tick off my steps, my food.
Yeah.
And I know that probably could have got quicker results slightly if I had hit 4 more consistently.
Yep.
Or 3 more consistently. But over the course of a year, consistent as fuck.
Yeah, you would have missed, 52 sessions, which sounds like a lot, but sure, it probably is a lot. But like in that case, in the case I'll play devil's advocate there, I would, if I was a client where I'm got a 4-day program that I'm struggling to hit the 4th, depending how the program's written, this is where we get into like program semantics and things like that, where efficacy of it plays a big role, but I don't think it's needed for everyone. If you're on a 4-day program, the program is written out for 4 days, being the most optimal. And if you're only hitting 3, that's like consistently, you might hit a 4th one, depending on what your goals are. If let's say your goal is just to lose 10 kilos of body fat, sure, you could probably just get away with just movement and you'd be fine. But if you've got goals of hypertrophy, like big hypertrophy, like let's say you want to go through a growth phase, like a build, whatever you want to call it, a strength phase, whatever it may be, the program's going to be laid out specifically for those goals in the most optimal order. So if you've got a 4-day program, you're only consistently hitting 3, tell your coach, look, work's busy, I'm struggling to commit to training, let's bring it back to 3 so they can rewrite the program optimally for 3. So that would be where missing that 4th session is probably going to be pretty important, because if you've got like fat loss goals.
Mine was I was going from big girl to small girl.
Yeah, so in your case, it's just move more, eat less.
Movement.
Yeah, that's the synopsis of it there. I think that would be, I've got some notes here, because I wrote these last night, I have some notes. But bringing the days down in the gym, being more efficient with those sessions and bringing it back to full body. Again, if we come back to general fat loss perspective, bringing it back to just full body work, while you could get it like you could still do like a push-pull legs, I still think probably a full body complex is going to be something useful, or even supersetting your sets. So like a push-pull superset, like an agonist-antagonist superset. So a push-pull, or like quad hamstring, whatever it may be, provided that your gym, like the way I'll do it, I've got a client now, he works pretty flat stick hours on night shift and is always traveling for work. So we have a 3-day program of just supersets. It's laid out so that if the gym's quiet first thing in the morning when he goes, he can superset. But if it's busy and he can't superset, then the exercises are still laid out in order where if one machine's taken, he can just go through the session without supersetting things.
Yeah.
Because then you shave down half the amount of time you're in the gym and he's in and out in 45 minutes.
100%. But it's just that it's depending how busy the gym is and the layout of the gym. There's I remember one time having like lying hamstring curls and something else that was like on the other side of the gym.
Yeah.
And it's like that stare of
that's
my fucking machine.
Yeah, that's
I've got
a pain
my drink
in the
bottle
arse.
on it.
Yeah. It's like a derrimate where the dumbbells are in one end of the gym. Am I covering your camera? No. The dumbbells are in one end of the gym and you're in like the machines are in the other. This camera's about to overheat, so I'm just going to turn the heater off.
How do you know it's not going to overheat?
Oh. But if it turns off, we can just restart it. Yeah, I think was that a fair bit on training?
Oh, and the
Is
other
there any
thing
more you want to
is, the other thing is, you need to decide time. They don't have to be the same every week.
No.
Because, changing work schedule. I've got a few clients actually, nurses, AMBO workers, so on and so forth. And I often will get on an initial consult and those people who have those changing shifts, those shift workers, I say, let's look at it a 14-day.
Yep.
10 days.
Yep.
So their goal is just 6 sessions over the course of, if they're on a 3-day program, over the course of 10 to 14 days, rather than locking in that 7 days. That's fine. But you need to pencil it in like an appointment, make it a priority. If, like I got my clients all to send me through times and days that they were training this week, because it's like, I might do this.
Yeah.
I'm going to, if I get time, I'm going to do it on this day. If you have this airy-fairy mentality where you don't know exactly when you're going to train, you're already telling your brain that you're not going to do it.
Yep. Yeah.
As soon as there's a hint of doubt, your brain is going to play into that when you can't be bothered. So by saying I might do it now, or might do it then, you're already on the side of not going to do it.
Correct.
So just pencil it in, like you are meeting a friend, going to the doctor's appointment, going to work. People give X amount of hours to their job each day. Pencil in that 1 hour and stick to it.
Yep.
And when it's time to go, don't let yourself down.
No, I agree. We'll go into schedule hacks then because that's a good segue into that. We'll do nutrition after that. In terms of you just mentioned there before we go into schedule hacks, like the rotation-based programs, I ebb and flow between doing a calendar week program where I train Monday to Sunday. Like that's the week that I get those 5 sessions in. Or if things are busy, I'll go through a rotation base. So like you said, over a 14-day or a 10-day period, I'll go. So like this week, because I was sick, I started my sessions on a Friday. So I did Friday, Saturday, Sunday, rest Monday, train Tuesday, and I'll train today. So that's going to be... Friday, Saturday,
5.
Sunday, rest Monday, Tuesday, train today. So that'll be my 5th session. Tomorrow I'll rest. Well, tomorrow I might just train push again, my first push day. And then I'll add a rest day in on over the weekend if I'm busy. So I still it's not the most optimal layout of must have 2 rest days between each session or whatever it may be, but it gets them done. And I recover well enough to where I'm not too stressed about it, but it just allows me to be a little bit more flexible with my training days. So moving that into schedule hacks, then you just mentioned the appointment one. Like I said, I made a video on it the other day where I said if you pencil it in, you never miss a nail appointment, a hair appointment, doctor's appointment, barber appointment, whatever it may be. So if you book it in like an appointment, you're going to schedule around it, which I think is super important. I've got training scheduled into my calendar. That's where people can't book calls during that time or shit can't come up. But if I need to move it, I can. Worst case scenario. 9 times out of 10, I'm usually training from 11 till a 2 p.m. time slot anyway, so it'll fall in there. But the other one I had here was moving it to weekends. Because we've got only the biggest thing, unless you work weekends, the biggest thing we have on weekends is social events. And social events don't start at 8 a.m. and finish at 8 p.m. Some do, granted, but most don't. And if you've got less time or more time to do stuff on a weekend, if you're going 3 days a week, train 1 day during the week on your quietest day, which might be a Wednesday, whatever it may be, and then do the rest on Saturday, Sunday. Because then you can just check all the boxes and make sure they're done. Because it doesn't matter what, your body doesn't care what days you train or what time you train, just provided you get the stimulus from the training in.
Yeah, 100%.
Cool. I think that's everything for. Oh, the old faithful, have everything ready the night before.
Oh, yeah.
If you're getting up in early. I've started doing that. Laying all my clothes out at the end of my bed.
Oh, when I was coaching and teaching, so I was working like 100 plus hours a week for about a long time. I love this hack. So for like my week worth of outfits, I would have them tops, pants on the same coat hanger, and then I'd have them organized in my cupboard Monday through to Sunday because I literally had no spare time in the morning to do anything. So I would have everything laid out, ready to go. One less thing to think about. You think it's not going to save you time, but when you're exhausted, you've got no time. Little time that you can buy back anywhere else makes a huge difference. I actually had a client and she was really flat out with her job. She's a teacher and she had lots of exams to submit and whatnot. And she was at her gym and on her gym session at her during her breaks, she was doing her meal plan. Yeah,
finding time to do things.
Yeah, she was like, I got no other time, and she goes, I thought I might as well make a good use.
Use of time. Yeah. This is going to sound so stupid, but the amount of times I sit on the toilet and do stuff, of just like, well, I mean, I've got 5 minutes.
I'm here anyway.
I can just look at the wall, or I can update programs. I can do whatever I want. So, yeah. That's a different story.
That's another.
That's a different podcast. Talk about digestion. All right. So moving into nutrition, then. Now, just going off the back of getting things ready the night before, because I've been getting up earlier the last couple of weeks, or not last couple of weeks, maybe the last like 5 or 6 days. I've been getting up around 5:50. So I like to get in here an hour early, maybe hour and a half early. I'll walk on the treadmill, and like especially when it comes to filming content, I like to plan my videos out ahead. So I'll get on the treadmill, I'll walk, do the old watch on the shoelace trick. And I'll plan out videos. So I'll get, 5,000 steps walking the treadmill for 30 minutes while I just plan out all the videos I need to film that day or that week, whatever it may be. But because I'm getting up earlier and I'm going to bed about 9 o'clock, 9:30, the last thing I'll do before I go to bed is I will make my yogurt and my berries the night before, put that in the fridge so that as soon as I get up, I can put them straight in my meal bag. My clothes are laid out and I'm out the door. Like I'll shower, brush my teeth, because I come in faster, do my cardio, and then I go and eat after that. We'll talk about that another day. And that way, like, I can be ready in 30 minutes. I just get up, shower, clothes on, out the door. Because, like, I could do it at home, but I don't have a treadmill at home. I'd rather do it at the gym, and then I can just get straight into work after that, or I can train, do whatever I need to do. That being said, though, the meal side of things. Now, because I want to be efficient with my time, I've gone back to basics with food. So you don't need to follow what I do. This is just what I give myself because it's convenient and easy for me. Is it simple things like beef minced rice with like taco seasoning and some vegetables? Like it's not a super complex meal. But like we look at your meals as well. While you have lots of seasonings and whatever it may be, your meals are never overly complex.
Oh no, that's why people love them because they're simple. They don't take long.
No,
they don't take long. I'm similar to you. Like I was constantly, I think we spoke about this once before, but I'll touch on it quickly. I was constantly eating what I was having for dinner for lunch the next day and rotating through. And I was like, I need to buy back some time. So I think we've been having the same meal 2 or 3 days in a row, which just gives me a whole one night off cooking every few days.
Yep.
It's less dishes. Will's like, I love it because I'm not cleaning dishes every night. It's 2 plates goes in the dishwasher, as compared to a full load. And the same thing with like breakfast and stuff. Brekkie's an easy one to prep in advance.
I agree.
And things that you have for brekkie, yogurts, your cereals, your oats, even your eggs, because you can freeze wraps in the freezer. My like beef and cheese McMuffins, I keep them in the fridge for like 3-4 days, and the other ones I just freeze and then just take it out the night before.
You just heat them up in the toaster sandwich, toaster press,
Yeah, or just you can microwave if they're frozen and they're still a bit frozen. You just microwave it for a minute, not even a minute, and then just toast it. Yeah, that's if you want to be bougie. You can just microwave them.
That'd be me. I just microwave them and scoff them down. Yeah, I'm very, very like boring with my foods when it comes to that. But people that say you need 4 hours on a Sunday to meal prep, I think you're just overcomplicating it. Like for me, it takes me maybe 90 minutes, and that's for 21 meals.
Yeah, it just depends what you're cooking and how efficient you are. I think I said in one of my stories, I work in food groups, not meals. So things that take the longest, standard typically are your meats.
Yep.
So I prepare all of them. So I'm not using multiple chopping boards.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'll do like anything beefy kind of first, rinse it off, do chicken last.
Yeah.
And then like I set that off to cook and then move on to, say I'm not cooking a pasta, I'd move on to like your carbs, like your rice, your pasta, your potato, and then veggies last. If I'm doing something like a pasta sauce or a stir fry where it's all one pan, you kind of just do it all at once.
Yeah.
But rather than going from meal to meal, I just do.
Yeah, sorry, you're right. I do the same thing. Food group is a good way of explaining it. So yeah, I'll do protein, beef, wash the pan or rinse, like just wipe the pan out, put chicken in. I use microwavable rice. Yeah, fuck it, who cares? It's good for your immune system. I just get microwavable rice and then I get the vegetables that come in, like they're like the frozen ones, but they come in the individual sachets.
Or the steam
Yeah, they're a little bit more expensive, so you can just get the bulk
packets.
ones. That's exactly them, yeah. So you can get the more, they're a bit more expensive, but for me, convenience is key, so I'll spend the extra $2 to get them, extra $3, whatever it may be. Means I actually eat my vegetables. But yeah, I'll, like, let's say I've got, I don't know, 2 kilos of beef mince for the week. I'll cook that 2 kilos. I'll put it in a bowl. I'll cook the kilo of chicken, whatever it may be, put that in a bowl, and then I'll eyeball portion it out. Because, like, if I've got the exact amount cooked there, I know exactly how much. I just need to roughly divide this by 7 meals for that amount of chicken. Cool, done. 14 meals for the beef, whatever it may be. And then I just bring the rice with me that day in my meal bag, hit it up, bang it together, and there's the meal made. And it doesn't need to be like the thing with like that I gripe with on Instagram is that when people post recipes, it's like a lot of them are not meal prep friendly. So like it's hard to meal prep wrap pizzas every single night.
Oh, no, it's not.
No?
I'll teach you. They don't say this though.
Go on.
Freeze them. So I get my clients to do it.
Okay.
You make them all up because I used to actually do this at Kingpin when I used to work at
go
Bowling
on.
Alley.
Okay.
So
Educate me.
You make it up on like you put a glad wrap on the bench. Put the wrap. You make it up.
Yep.
You just fold it. Stack the next one on top. Freeze them all, and you just peel one out at a time.
Just unfold it.
And if you're having it for dinner, you just chuck it in the air fryer. Ready to go.
I stand corrected.
Ready to go. But they don't say that.
No, because
they don't say that. They make it look very, like, I'm guessing they're probably making it every day.
Yeah.
You just freeze it because, you know, when you buy pizza frozen.
It's the same shit.
It's exactly what they do.
Nope. I take that back completely.
Sorry, you're going to change it now. You're going to have pizza.
Nah, I can't be fucking doing
But there
that.
is things that are hard to, like, I explain in my meal prep. When I have wraps, I have all the ingredients prepped in a container.
Yep.
All the chicken, like schnitzel tenders, prepped, ready to go. If I'm having that for dinner, because I can just take it out. If I'm having it for lunch, I just have like a wrap rolled up, lettuce, tomato, whatever I'm going to have in it in individual containers. Nobody's going to make a wrap up like a chicken wrap and then freeze it with lettuce because it's not going to survive.
You just make the individual ingredients and you just pre-plan it. Yeah, I get you.
Yeah. But I think no one explained a lot of the time. People don't.
No, I
explain
didn't even
that.
know that. Okay, and I've been doing this for how many years now, and I've never frozen a pizza, so I stand corrected.
No, but they don't explain it, and it does look very hard, and it can be very overwhelming until someone explains like how you can put that in.
Yeah, I get you.
So if you've got a question, if you've got help how to make something a meal prep, just ask us.
Yeah,
one of us will have the answer.
That's a good idea. All right, cool. So, that, like, I think that don't overcomplicate it. Keep it simple. Just because I have beef mince and rice, like that's just what I enjoy because it's repeatable and it's like I don't have to really think about it too much because the last thing I want to do is sit there and think about food. While I enjoy food, like we spoke about banh mi's, I can hammer those down all day. So what I'm doing at the moment, because I'm being a little bit more social on weekends, I'll perfectly hit my food all throughout the week. Sundays, I'll live free. So I'm on 2,600 calories a day. I won't go and gorge 2,600 calories, but I'll hit my protein and I'll leave my carbs and fats for a meal out. That's not going to be a big meal. Like I said lately, it's been pho and banh mi's. So like I'll have like one of each, and there might be like 100 grams of carbs total, maybe 60 grams of fat, whatever it may be. And that'll fit within my calories so I can still be social while getting ready for this trip. It's just about preparing and not having the Sunday free and just eating like 3-4 Big Macs and just completely blowing out my calories for the week. I'm still well under, which puts me further in a deficit. So, and then if I'm not being social, I'll just follow my food. It is what it is. Meal prepping buys you back time throughout the week. Like the 90 minutes to maybe max 2 hours that you spend prepping will buy you back time throughout the week so that when you get home, your compliance will be higher because you'll be tired as fuck. After hours of filming, how dead is your brain?
Dead.
What's the last thing you want to do?
talk to people.
Yeah, talk to people is a big one. Cook food.
Cook food. Yeah, but the thing is,
Mm.
if you're not meal prepped, you have to get it done. Like,
Okay, cool. Yeah.
harsh, but
Yeah, what I'm saying is like
if you don't have to like go through that shit if you've already got it prepped.
Yeah, exactly. What I'm saying is like you get to the end of the day, you're tired as fuck, you don't want to do anything. The last thing you want to do is sit there and cook a bunch of chicken. You'd rather just order takeaway. So the chances of your compliance being there are slim to none. Like there'll be some people that can just like willpower through it. Not everyone has the same willpower as someone like I'm not going to say me because it happens to me. You most of the time.
My food's never really off. Food's not the issue for me. It's the training.
Okay, so not everyone's willpower is like Nicole, where even after a busy day, she still wants to cook a chicken breast. I couldn't think of any fucking worse. I'd rather a pizza, not going to lie to you. That's why the meal prep is so handy, so that when I get home, I just bang it in the microwave, or if I've pre-cooked the ingredients, put it all together, assemble it, whatever it may be. And that way I'm more compliant over the long run, because when I'm busy, the last thing I want to do is think about food.
100%. And like, even if I do power through it, the nights where I come home and I've got meal prep there ready to go, I'm like, well, we don't have to cook tonight.
That's it. I get to just get my Tupperware food. Can't wait.
The thing is, like, meal prep, yes, like, if you want to spend the additional time on the weekend doing it,
mm-hmm.
you're going to look forward to it. But a lot of the time people are like, oh, like, going to eat meal prep. And people ask me, how do you get sick of eating the same thing? I only do it every few days, but I've done it for a whole week.
Yep.
And I look forward to every single meal I have.
Mm-hmm.
If you're finding that you're not able to stick to it because you're not excited about the food, put in the time to make it exciting.
Yep. It doesn't need to be like super complex either.
No.
Like I change the sauces a lot.
My lasagna is not hard.
No.
It's basically just pasta.
And some meat.
But as in like bolognese, it's pretty much the same. I just add in a bit of cheese. It's basically the same. And you go, ooh, lasagna.
Yeah.
Add cornflakes instead of breadcrumbs on some schnitzel. Ooh,
it's a different variation of the same thing. Like chicken breast and crumb chicken breast are the same thing.
Well, like the base of like rice, meat, and veggies. You can have Greek rice bowl, Mexican bowl, Japanese bowl, fried rice.
Yep. It's a protein, fat, and a carb.
Well, yeah.
There you go.
You give me 3 ingredients, I could probably push out 15 different meals.
Yeah.
With the recipe maker.
So yeah, like you don't need to be a Michelin star chef. Like you may look at my food and be like, fuck, that's boring. But beef mince in taco seasoning is pretty fucking tasty.
It's just tacos. It's just
tacos with rice instead of but I could put a wrap in there too and it'd be the exact same thing.
There's a burrito.
There you go. So you just be creative with it. Don't overthink it is the big thing.
Also buy a slow cooker.
Yeah, slow cooker, air fryer. I'm starting a series.
Have you been making those recipes?
About to start.
So you wanted we have a recipe book, an air fryer book.
Yeah. So I'm going to start doing a little series on it.
Oh, you're going to cook them?
I'm going to cook them.
That's so cute.
I'm going to cook them. I don't know the name of it. It's going to be something stupid like welcome back to the air fryer is the best fucking thing you could own.
Air fried.
Not bad.
Oh, I'm good at this game.
No, what did I say? What's your series about the weight loss meals? What is it?
Meals that I ate whilst losing weight.
No, that's what I told you to change it to. That's not what it is.
Yeah.
Is it?
No, that's what you told me it was. Should have made it. Meals that I ate whilst losing 38 kilos. But then I've also done like meal prep series. I've also done high protein series. I've also done macros on a budget.
Yeah. How good is Aldi?
Aldi's good.
Yeah. If you want to save money shopping, I'll tell you what. All right.
No, actually go Butchers these days.
So yeah, that's my next bit too. So I used to spend $180 a week on food because I'm 86 kilos and was eating 3,000 calories a day. Big boy. Not really, not that big. So I was spending $180 a week on food just for me. I went to Aldi. I cut that down to like 120, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna see what I can make for the cheapest amount. And this is the meals that I have this week with like the rice, the beef mince, the chicken. No, one chicken meal, 2 beef mince meals, 2 rice dishes, and a pasta dish. And I think I spent $75.
That's amazing.
I dropped my calories, so I was like 2.6. It's 500 calories less, but I think it was $75 for 2,500 calories worth of food, and that's 4 meals a day.
That's amazing.
That's with veg. That's with fruit. That's like 200 grams of fruit, 400 grams of veg a day. And then I went to Tasman Butchers, in Werribee. They've got them all over the place.
I love them.
But like mince, 2 kilos of mince was $30. So that's $5 for 500 grams. That's the math, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
$20. Did you say $20?
$30.
$30.
So $7.50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
$7.50 for 5.
I think maybe it was $20. I can't remember off the top of my head. It was cheaper. But then like you go to Coles or Woolies where it's like $10, $11, $12 for 500 grams.
Yeah.
So you can go to you pay like you're going to pay less and you're going to get high quality meat. Paddock to Table in Laverton near us, they're probably the same price as Coles or Woolies, but the quality is so much fucking higher.
Oh, yeah. So there's a video of a guy online and he cooks off 500 grams of extra lean beef mince from Coles and 500 extra lean beef mince from a butcher.
Yep.
And then after it's cooked, the Coles lost like 800 grams, like 80 grams, which is water. And I've noticed lately with the extra lean beef, so much bloody water in the pan and they're just pumping it up.
Yeah. The like when you finish cooking like butcher mince versus Coles mince, the quality, like the texture of the mince is so much different.
Oh, it tastes different too.
Tastes better.
Yeah. Way
better. So yeah, we have a if you want like a convenient meal prep ebook, highly recommend our air fryer cookbook, a recipe book. That'll be, where is that even hosted? Oh, probably should have asked that before we did the segue to it because I don't know where it is. You'll find it. Go to our website. It'll be there somewhere.
It'll be linked.
We'll put a link in it to the bio, and if you're on Spotify, I'll try and link it in the description of the Spotify episode. Outside of that, though, is there anything else you want to talk about? I think we've covered training, schedule hacks, food. So essentially, just to recap, if you're struggling, just commit to if you're struggling to hit days in the gym, do it on the weekend. Schedule it in like an appointment. If you're struggling to hit 4 days, go down to 3. You can always regress or progress. Just stick to it, like the amount of days that you can commit to the most. Nutrition-wise, meal prep, it'll save you time throughout the week. It'll buy back a bunch of time. Keep it simple. Don't overcomplicate it. You can keep a protein and a fat and a carb source and make a million different meals out of the same ingredients. So just be creative with it. And if you're bored of eating the same food, put the time in to make it enjoyable. You don't need to eat chicken, broccoli, and rice 3 times a day.
100%.
Cool.
Sounds good.
Outside of that, the biggest thing, no, I think that's it. That's it.
That's it.
That's it. All right, we'll see you next week, guys. We'll be confirmed. Do you want to confirm the topic of what we're going to talk about a little bit earlier in the week?
No.
No?
I don't think so.
No, in case people want to ask questions. Right.
We'll have a think about it.
We'll think about that. That might be something we can add. We'll discuss that. Maybe we'll put it in this.
We'll have a chat. We'll
chat about it. We shouldn't discuss the stuff on air because I don't want to throw it under the bus, but
we'll confer.
All right. Have a great week, guys, and we will speak to you soon.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.